Hey everybody, Falcon Ash K here. Um, Welcome back. I'm going to be telling you about how to get into board game hobby for cheap and free. This is going to be a two-part series. I recently played some games this weekend, and I'm going to share them with you, and then I'll get into the main topic. So this weekend I played Lord of the Rings, the card game, which is also known as the LCG, a living card game. You're going through adventures with up to 3 adventures in your deck of 50 cards. Has attachments, events, and allies that are going to help you along the way, fulfill your quests. And the living card game aspect of it is that you are going to buy packs of cards. They're all the same. So if your friend bought one and you've bought one, they're both the same pack. You're going to get allies, locations, different things to make your deck better, and new quests. So that's one of the games I played. Call to Adventure was the second one we played, and that one we're going to be making up a story along the way. You have your starting character, with their origins, if they're a farmer or a peasant or something of that nature, and you're having cards on the table that are going to reflect his story, where he's going, as you choose which path to choose. Choose a path to choose. Choosing a path of your story to tell. You're rolling these rune stones instead of dice, and that determines if you're successful. You can either put the card on the top or the bottom of your thing. You must determine or tell what you're going for first, and that'll help you either gain extra abilities along the way or gain extra points. You're getting hero cards or villainy cards, treachery cards. That's what they're called. You're going through 3 different storylines for your origins to your episodic ending of what you become through your adventures, and telling the story at the end of actual getting all 9 of your cards in your tableau. It's fantastic. The third one I played this weekend was Tiny Epic Kingdoms. Tiny Epic Kingdoms, you're going from place to place. You have your own little kingdom, and you're getting resources, magic, food, stone, or brick, and you are building either towers to help out with your kingdom. You're going to be grabbing a hold of extra food to make more population, to have more workers to scatter to and fro. Excuse me. And magic will increase your abilities that your race has to go around different places. Actions will be selected, and the other player can also do the same actions that you performed. So that's cool. If you don't perform an action, if you perform the action, the opponent or whoever is doing the same action, they don't have to do that action, but they can gather resources to help them out do their other actions along the way. And this is my segue where Tiny Epic games that come to mind for cheap and easy games that you're going to get into the hobby with. Cheap and under $25. Jason Tagmeyer and Scott Almes are 2 designers that I prefer, or I like a lot, I should say, that design these little games. Tiny Epic Galaxies, Tiny Epic everything is what Scott Almes is going for. One of his newer games is a little bit bigger, and I'll talk about that another time. And Jason Tagmeyer, pardon me, does pocket or wallet-sized games, which are at least 17 cards or less. And he is the CEO, I think, of the Button Shy Games. Button Shy Games. The Tiny Epic I'll go through first, because that helps me. I already discussed that. So you got Tiny Epic Kingdoms. As your kingdom grows, you're doing different things to win the game. Then you have Tiny Epic Zombies, where you're stuck in a mall and you're trying to avoid the zombie hordes that are plaguing you. You have 3 different quests or 3 different tasks that you have to perform to get out. If you fail those tasks at a certain time, well, that's it. Another one is, like I said before, Tiny Epic Galaxies. You have your own personal galaxy. Now these are just overviews. I'm not going to tell you how to play, but later on maybe I will. That's bad. That's the wrong side. I'll put this down. Each person has their own galaxy, different colors, and you're going to have a track that has how many points it costs you in energy, which is your energy track, making your galaxy stronger through actions based on dice that you roll. And each person's going to roll the dice, and each action is performed one at a time by putting them on an activation chart. Other people that have culture, also tracked on your galaxy, could follow that action, similar to Tiny Epic Kingdoms. So if someone launches their ship from one place, you can also launch your ship to a different place. The main goal is to gather different planets into your galaxy. Total up how many victory points. The first person to 21 victory points wins. Tiny Epic Defenders, another one of my favorites. I have the 2nd edition and 1st edition. 2nd edition clears up a lot of rules. It's so much easier. You have capital city that's being defended by your heroes, and along different ways. There's around the capital cities are mountains, plains, different locations that monsters are coming into. They're all coming in and hoarding, trying to get into the center. Your characters are defending them, defeating monsters, gaining items. Item meeples are in this one, and I'll go over what a meeple is later. And you'll have different abilities, extra powers based on what items you're carrying to defend off more heroes or monsters. A meeple in the dictionary is my people. It's a small person. No, I don't have one with me. That's bad. It looks like a little diagram of a person. Shnikes. This would be a spaceship meeple, usually made of wood. And item meeples have abilities and holes that hold different items. You know what? I got the game right in front of me. Bad Falcon Ash K. Meeples. This is a meeple. That's a green meeple. That's a blue meeple. Yellow. So this is a lot of board games nowadays have meeples to represent their players, workers, characters, but having holes in them, they can hold actual items. Another fantastic game by Scott Almes. I don't have all of his games, but I have a few, and that's all I need. Alright, Jason Tagmeyer. Jason Tagmeyer, Button Shy Games, he has designers working around the clock, it seems. There is buttonshy.com. Go there, you'll find the pocket-sized games. Sprawlopolis and Surly Wagons, fantastic games. There's 18 cards or so, and you're going to get a bang for your buck. These are less than 20, sometimes 12, because I have the base game is 12, and then I also have the expansion, which also has solo play, so I can play this game by itself, or by myself, I should say. Circular Wagon, you have area of different wagon. It looks like a wagon wheel. 3 cards in the center will tell you what the main goal of the game is going to be, and then each card has different resources. This was going to be an overview. Items that you need and locations that you need. So each one's different, and if you have them in certain areas, say if I have these locations together, it doesn't matter what the item is I'm going to get points based on the majority of those. So that's kind of cool. On the back of the cards, because they're dual property cards, it tells you the different quests or different tasks at hand using these cards. So 3 of the cards are going to be used for what the goal is. The rest are going to be what resources or items or whatever you have to get to do. Sprawlopolis works similarly, but you're building cities, connecting roads, connecting similar types of buildings together. It's going to score you more points. Many other games that I have are down there. So, also another cheap game. It's very popular. It's called The Mind. The Mind. The Mind is 100 cards that you are going to play. They have numbers on them. Each person is dealt a number of cards based on level. Level 1, everybody gets 1 card. Level 2, people get 2 cards. And you're placing them out, not saying anything, in numerical order. If you do this successfully, you are connecting with that person psychically. There you go. It's a fantastic game. I have not played my copy of The Mind yet. I had played it somewhere else with friends. Then there's other games. There's another popular game called Love Letter. Love Letter is another game where it's got 16 cards in it, 18 cards, and you are the goal is trying to get the letter to the princess. So they say. I have a version of it called Lost Legacy. There are 8 versions of Lost Legacy that can be combined together to form other stories. Most of the time it has what the cards can do and what number they are. You'll see different dots up in the corner. Number of dots represents how many cards are in that set of cards. And you are playing the cards. Cards are going in a main deck. Everybody starts with 1 card. Then you're going to draw a card, play a card, draw a card, play a card. There's going to be called the ruins, where you're placing cards where it says to place them. You can play other cards on other players to do things. Main goal is to find the lost legacy, or in Love Letter, try to find them. Whoever has the princess. Another activity that I like to do, if you are a dungeon master or a DM, there's called Rory Story Cubes. Rory Story Cubes. Fantastic cubes. You have orange is basic. It has dice that have different symbols on them. You're going to be rolling the dice and then telling a story using the pictures on the dice. That's it. There's another board game that just came out using the Rory Story Cubes, and it's escaping me at the moment. But I have the basic. I have voyages. So I have different symbols, boats or islands or something of that nature. I also have the expansion for the outer space or an aliens and stuff. So that's pretty cool. You roll 9 at a time and tell a story. It's great for kids. It's great for adults. Like I said, if you're a dungeon master and you want to come up with some kind of story or a quick idea for a story, roll 9 dice and then jot down that item. Flux. Some people hate on Flux. I like it. I have Flux. I have also Star Flux. Flux, another game where you're playing a card, taking a card. The rules themselves will change based on who has changed those rules. And then there's either going to be the rule changing of who's going to pick up what cards, how many cards, how many can be played, and then the second rule is what the main goals are, like getting special weapons to defeat special zombies, or finding a Time Lord and his spaceship. So those are 2 goals. Whoever gets the main goal first wins the game. But like I said, it's going to keep changing. So yeah, I just have a little bunch of card games and stuff like that. And you're noticing that I'm having these in little boxes. These are called Iris photo boxes. Iris photo boxes are a great way to store little games. You can find these at your craft store. You can store up to, well, let me get them. You can store a few of the Iris boxes in this. I think in this alone I have 17 games. So something easy to take games in. I also have random colored ones. Let me get this ready. Anyway, they come in different colors, rainbow colors, and you can organize your games that way so you know which game's what. Oh, Podex. Podex, also another Jason Tagmeyer game. You are playing individual cards to find out who gets the escape pod first. So that's pretty cool. What else do I have in here? Twin Stars. I have Adventure 1 and 2. Adventure 2 came out in Kickstarter recently. I'll get into Kickstarter. Twin Stars are solo adventures only. You're going to get 2 adventurers and a main quest. Sometimes the quests actually say or suggest which 2 heroes you should use on those quests. Dice tokens are not supplied in the first set. but I think they are in the second set. Let me check. No. So like I said, they're button shy games. They're small. They're phenomenal. You get so much game out of these. So if you're on a budget, and you're looking for games to play, these are my suggestions. And any other questions, leave comments below. Like, subscribe, share. Thanks for stopping by. Part 2 is coming up. Stay tuned. Bye.